Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack and Protection. Today I, Bancroft, will be joined by Jimmy, Austin, and like
Howdy.
always, Fluff. You threw me off by
Yep.
saying howdy halfway through that.
This is Austin. Hello.
Hey, what's up, people?
And today we're going over, this is more or less a fun deck, a fun duel between Vegeks, but more importantly, a Cheelai and Lemo deck.
Yes, sir.
I think this was more to prove to me, and this is how I'm taking it. It might not really have been, but to prove to me that Vegeks is redeemable in someone else's hands.
So, before we answer that question, if you guys enjoy clicking buttons, there's a lot of them you can push, like the like, subscribe, and the bell. You know, they're there for a reason. But
Yeah, lots of stuff to finger there.
You heard it here first, folks. Finger that bell. Finger that subscribe button.
So I had asked Jimmy, like, when we got the deck put together, what do you want to test it against? And we first tested against Gotinks. And then afterwards, Jimmy's like, no, let's not do that.
I'm so sick of playing Gotenks and playing against Gotenks. I just wanted to sit down, have a fun time, and play against something that's not fucking Gotenks.
Then why'd you choose to test against Gotinks first?
Because Tanner was there, and Tanner likes Gotenks.
Oh, fair enough.
And, he's the homie. He's in Michigan up there with all the hippies, so,
So
like-
we sat down, we figured that Vegeks might be a good, kind of balanced trade-off.
Yeah, like Vegeks is still a very strong deck. It did get hit with the nerf, which I think this is post ban.
Yes. Yeah,
Or limit.
that card's not in this deck. The 3-drop Trunks.
Yeah, the Elite Descendant. Luckily, on my Dragon Ball search, I did not hit any in life, so +1 for that. Which that's always the scariest moment is opening life and being like, oh shit, I got like 4 balls in there.
Yeah.
I did have a slow time awakening in this matchup, and I talked to Fluff earlier today about it, about how awakening works with Wish, and how do you feel about staying on your front side for an extended period of time, way longer than any normal deck would. And due to Cheelai and Lemo's limit of 1 ball per turn at minimum, it's really difficult to get awakened quickly and keep up with a lot of other decks. But it's the only.
I didn't even think about that in the context of your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, like there are a lot of cards like the Oob and the reinforcements that allow you to grab more balls, but they're still not ideal. They're not really fast enough to move with a lot of other decks. So this was more of a test of, can I make a Green Wish deck work? Because earlier the week that I built this or was working on this, Bancroft hit me up and was like, "Yo, can you make I'm thinking about making a green peel-off deck with that like holiday leader for Christmas." And I was like, "Good fucking luck! Like, you have fun with that, Chief." And I was like, I'm working on a Cheelai and Lemo deck. I could probably like kind of mash them two together just to make like a Frankenstein deck just for Christmas." And I ended up saying, "No, I'm not going to do that because that leader sucks ass."
Garbage. I forgot about that too.
It's so
yeah.
bad.
That leader wasn't even good when it was.
Ah, dude, it's awful.
Yeah, it's real bad.
So you doing standard Vegeks stuff?
Which I got a good meal on this turn. Got the
See-
Vegeta,
Yeah.
both the Kais.
See, I didn't see any mills like that when I was playing Vegeks. Like, I just got the shit end of that Vegeks stick.
So I'm gonna go over this thing I do, and I'm sure other people do it. Go for Demigod Unison, because when you apply enough pressure to it, eventually your opponent's gonna take a marker down, and that's when you know you're safe to go for the leader. Just getting out of the way.
And I do follow that. I go with that same mentality, and you see me a lot in this matchup where I'll tick down a marker, and then like you'll go a little bit more aggressive, and I'm like, I'll just keep taking life. So that is a good strategy to just go after that unison.
But I mean, Demigod and Bio Broly, turn
Yeah.
one immediately makes the Frieza counterplay viable.
Oh yeah, it's absurd how good that Frieza is. It does so much for green. It pretty much hits every problem card you can think of.
Yeah.
It's free. It's a 5-drop, so it helps out Cell Xeno.
Yeah.
And all of the best unisons are just the best the green unisons or 1-drops.
It enables the sacred disbel or the Samos.
Yeah,
that
as well.
It's so good.
So real quick, turn one when I played Black Mass Saiyan, I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna hurt you a little bit, ain't it?" Your response was, "Nah." And here you go,
20K.
showing a 20k battle card. But then, because with that card's word, you get to play also a Cheelai or Lemo, and you do play a 10k one, so you have to mill 2 cards, which you do.
Yeah, I do drop 2 cards, and luckily I get a good hit. That's right there. I was saying I'm going to go ahead and drop my cards before I search for the Dragon Balls.
Which you're supposed to, technically, aren't you?
Yeah. So that's why I didn't shuffle my deck before putting it down there. And luckily unfortunately I had to drop a EDK, but I did get my Lemo in the drop area, which is pretty useful. So I run the reinforcements over the Oob just because it's 2 balls and you get 1 draw instead of the Oob hitting 3 balls, which that does help you awaken faster, but you get less value off of your balls.
Yeah.
I needed 1 more to awaken, and I was hoping for the top deck Jesus to help me out, but sad day.
And if you're all interested, either later today or tomorrow, you'll see his deck profile for Cheelai and Lemo popping up. So,
which I do think there is a red-green variation of this deck, and that's probably what I'm going to work on this week.
yeah, you talked about that earlier.
You will likely see that on the channel next week after this video drops, the week after this video drops. I'll probably try to play it at our shop tournaments for our New Year's tournament.
So, what I love using this particular unison, discard a card, get plus 10k. I just discard the Kai so I can power burst later and bring it right back. I mean, why not, right?
Right.
Yeah, like there's that Kai is a little too good. Just you get to run 8 super combos in a deck and 1 that you can just keep pulling back with power burst. Like it's kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie.
There's another card that's pretty dumb. We'll go over in a turn or two.
Yeah, exactly. And there you go, super comboing away.
Yeah, getting a 20k crit. I didn't want to take the crit, so.
Yeah, which I was actually surprised at how well that 4-drop really worked in the deck, because I don't run any other part of the chain. I only run the 4-drop target.
Wow.
And it's just a 20k crit, and people are so reluctant to get rid of that card because they're scared of having the 7-drop hit the field.
And you
Yeah,
go into a little bit during your profile, kind of talking about
Yeah.
the logic behind that.
So like I've had that card. I put it out turn 1 against green, where he could just KO it at any time, and he just let it set the entire game. And I was getting so much value off of that 1 single card that I paid 2 energy for on turn 2.
So, quick question: what does the 7-drop do again?
The 7-drop I think is critical as well, 30k, and then it's activate battle burst 3,
sorry.
and your opponent drops.
Fluff, look at this mill.
Oh my gosh. All the shoo.
All right, sorry, Jake. Oh, sorry, Jimmy. Continue.
Yeah, so the 7-drop's not horrible, but it's also not great.
Gotcha.
So that's the reason you don't run it. If you feel comfortable running it, if you feel okay throwing an extra couple of cards into the deck, that's fine. But your hand size kind of stagnates towards the end of the game, so you don't really want to be dropping a lot of cards for that auto effect. And also, you don't have a really good way of KOing that early.
Yeah.
Because the one card that does KO your own battle cards negates its skills first.
Ugh.
That's right. Yep. So, I will say it's been a while since I played Vegeks. Vegeks. So I forget that the Vegeta KO's battle cards 3 or under. And that comes up, I think, during your next turn.
Yeah, we caught it, though.
Yeah. But it just shows, like, just kind of pay attention to your cards. I just want to kind of get out ahead of time. It's going to come up in a second.
Of course.
We're just kind of going back and forth right now. You're taking life, not wanting your units to get hurt too much. Kind of take care of it.
I was trying to make you sweat that I was going to freeze a counter at any moment. And I knew that I could put an extra layer between you and my life by protecting the Demigray Unison so hard. So if you wanted to go into your Union Fusion, you would have put a lot of resources into getting rid of that Demigray.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, it doesn't bother me as much. Like we talked about earlier, like, it doesn't bother me if you want to take your life. Go right ahead. It saves me the trouble.
Yeah, of course. And there's my last ball to awaken. It took way too long compared to a lot of other decks where they awaken turn 1.
I didn't awaken turn 3.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you're also Vegeks.
Well, old Vegeks would have been awoken by now because of certain cards I played.
That is true.
But those cards got hit.
Yeah, sad day. Actually, it's not a sad day. I don't give a fuck about Vegeks. And another nice thing about the Cheelai and Lemo leader, if you put that Broly out early and they are willing to remove it, you can just pick it right back up from your drop area when you wish.
Yeah, you had no target to think for.
So nice.
Yeah. I don't really know if there's another good Broly BR target that I can run in the deck to help me pick it up. But yeah.
This was annoying. you splice your super combos as a 2/2. You do 2 Vegetas and 2 Gohans, right?
Right, same, man. Yep.
And you had both of the freaking Vegetas in hand.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's so rough.
It's so good for hitting your opponent's hand and also fixing numbers for Cell X, where Cell X is not the main priority of the deck. But just having an option to put a 1-drop out just to fix that one number and it also hits your opponent's hand is really, really nice. I do run another 1-drop. I run the Cheelai Frieza Force Soldier, and that is nice. Just 1-drop draw, and also gives me the option to pay energy to pull my Cheelai and Lemos from the deck. But honestly, it sucks to lose a super combo, but also that's an extra card out of your hand that could bleed into Cell X, which is 3 cards out of your hand.
Yeah.
It could take you from a healthy hand to nothing, and then you have to eat a quad strike right after. So normally on this turn, I would want to be going hard into a more of a skillless spam, almost like a Storm-esque style. But I did not have the cards in my hand that I needed, and you also had that Black Mass Saiyan out on field.
I think you did have the Great Saiyan Man.
I did have the Saiyan Man 2 in hand, but I had no good way to get a skillless on field.
Yeah.
To be able to proc that ability.
I didn't want to burn any cards in my hand, so you swinging with that 10k made me have to awaken. And I could have used Blocker, but I'm trying to hang on to the Trunks. Because turn 4, I want it to actually go into Union Patara.
Yeah, and I know I just said I didn't have a good way of getting a skillless on field. That's not the best way to put a skillless on field.
No.
Yeah.
So here I'm forced to use a blocker.
Yeah, you'll probably just get one right back. I don't remember what happens right after, but
so here's the issue. So I went to go use the effect to go ahead and get rid of your Broly because I thought like you were trying to go up to Cell X on me, and then I was like, oh, I think I read it real quick. And I was like,
yeah, I was asking, does it go to warp? And you're like, hold on, let me read it. And then you're like, oh shit, no, it's
sorry, 3 drop. So I just hit the skillless card that you were swinging with.
Yeah. Which that's okay. I can pull it right back.
Yeah.
I was more scared that you were going to
put
hit
your
the
drop instead of your warp though.
Yeah, that's fine. I think I do pull a Lemo back, but I think I had another one in drop that I could have grabbed.
It's a fun duel.
Yeah, it's a fun duel.
Well, and 2 decks that, neither of you have a ton of experience with. So
Yeah, this was the first time that I actually got to play it with cards in hand. I've been testing this deck a lot on Untap, and I do not believe Untap is very reliable when it comes to.
This is the turn this man ruins my whole game. In case anyone's curious.
And I finally got to do it. You'll see it when it happens, but I have been singing praises of this card for so long, and nobody
You don't see it anywhere. Like, no one plays it. It's a good card, don't get me wrong. So, I'm double checking, like, all the wording. Like, cool, if I use this effect, it's going to boost this, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm swinging to your Unison.
Mm-hmm.
I pay 1 for double strike. Because either you take the 2 markers, or you take the 2 life. Kind of putting it into ultimatum mode, in a sense.
Yep. I knew you had the ability to go into your Union Patora, and I didn't really have a good way of dealing with that, so I just went ahead and took the markers.
Yeah.
Really because I didn't really care about countering your Frieza.
So,
like,
here's what the turn was supposed to be. So, I boost the Unison, discard another Champa, activate Leader's effect to give it the double strike, I think it is.
yes.
There's some cards, whatever. I think I can't remember if I swung with the Vegeta first or the Unison first.
I believe you swing with the Unison because I was going to be holding on to that card until the double strike
Yeah, here it comes. So yeah, Unison to lead, and you play this piece of shit
Pretty
card.
Black Hole. Yes.
I love this card.
God.
Absolutely love this card.
I ran that in my first version of Ginyu because it gives you yet another thing that is really effective in tandem with Charismatic Villain Frieza.
So, but here's the turn. The turn was supposed to be: I swing with Vegeta next. I swing a Black Mass Saiyan. I take the life to boost it up. I would just combo one of the Kais off. I swing with Trunks. Sorry, no, I wouldn't combo with the Black Mass. I would have comboed on the Trunks of both of the Black Mass. I'm just trying to guarantee these hits, and then I would have Union Patara into Vegeks and swing with Vegeks. If you would have survived, I was just going to turn around. Vegeks I was going to play the 5-drop one, I think it is, where you have to swing at it with battle cards 15k or more, I think. And just combo it up every time you try to swing at it.
I mean, that would have been a solid play. Like, I don't think there's anything I could really do against that.
But you ruined my game. Yeah, it has barrier. Yeah, but you ruined my freaking game.
Dude, people sleep on Pretty Black Hole, man.
No, they do.
It's pretty legit.
I really wish that they had have made the permanent on those Vegeks Union Pataras to be from drop or warp instead of warp, because there's not really opportune times to warp in Vegeks as far as like the way that this is built, where like if you warp late, you stand a very severe chance of decking out. If you overwhelm, after you've shuffled back in, there's a good chance that the Trunks and or Vegeta are not there.
So right here, I was searching for another Cheelai and Lemo the Bandits. I wanted to play that and pick up a Desire card. I would pick up the Allied Reinforcements and then play back out my Skillus. But I just had to grab another Lemo Skillus. Because I think the other one was in my life, I believe. I don't think I had the other one handed, or I would have already knew that from the beginning.
How many do you play?
I played 2 in the deck, but I am going to bump it up to 3 most likely just because of that one whiff.
You talking about the Bandit one? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the Bandits. The Skillless Lemo I play 3 of.
Okay.
I play a 3-3 split between that and the GT Goku.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, I've recorded your profile. I should know that.
Yeah.
We just talked about this last night.
Look, it's been a day.
Why does that remind me of Tucker and Dale versus Evil? Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Like, the officer. It's been a real doozy of a day.
All right. So
College kids are killing themselves on my property.
I forget that movie exists.
It's such a good.
first swing I take, I think I super combo on the second swing.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to stay alive for this turn. And I think this turn really kind of showcases the potential of this deck. I mean, I know you didn't come across, was it Unthinkable?
Unthinkable Fate.
You didn't come across it until this turn, I think.
Yeah, I was, I don't know if it was the game before this or after it that I was like, son of a bitch. Like, I just kept drawing into them when I was tapped out and I already used my free wish.
Yeah. It was this turn when you drew into them, and I remember you showed Tanner your hand, like, I finally picked these stupid things up.
Dude, I run a 4/4 and I was seeing all of my like 1-ofs and 2-ofs in the deck and could not get anything. But I guess that kind of shows the resiliency of the deck in some way.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, so you got 10k battle card on the board. If I don't negate, you're going to super combo it, which, boom, super combo called. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to hold back on my blocker for something I know I can't handle.
Mm-hmm.
And here I'm just showing I had less than five or less cards in my hand. I don't think I showed it earlier, but the entire game we were watching my hand size.
Of course.
You swing of this stupid ass card.
I love that card. And there's the other Lemo, so I would have had a Lemo in the drop area no matter what, even if one got warped. Which, again, I forgot to warp that one as well, but doesn't matter.
I take the hit, but I killed your Skillless for 2 energy, which, truth be told, my hand was getting pretty thin. I think that was a misplay. Because I still had, I think, we'll see my hand in a second, I think.
Yeah.
But, so you're swinging finally for your leader? Is that what I just saw?
Yep.
Or I blocked. That's what happened. That's why I turned. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It kills the card. I'm not protecting that stupid-ass card anymore.
Then Allied Reinforcements bring out Lemo and just swing for the fences. And earlier when you were saying that I had both Vegetas in hand, at the time I had both Great Saiyaman in hand as well.
Yeah, and here they both are.
Drew into every one of my super combos, like, by turn 2.
And
that's amazing.
Yeah. It was a solid hand. The deck didn't really get to perform to its fullest capacity, but I think this shows a glimpse of what it can really do.
Yeah, so you go up to 50 on that. I combo 1. Boom. And I think I'm going to go up to 30, I think. And here I'm showing case like if I could have survived this turn, what was going to happen is I was going to boost him up. I would have had the dual double strike at you. I was going to overround to bring this card out. And you're like, well, I had door potential in my hand. I'm like, cool. Well, I still would have had 2 swings with double strikes coming at you.
That is true. And then hand had nothing good in it, or the life had nothing good in it, so you would have got it if you were able to combo out of that.
I think that is something that like Shenron leaders are still really good for, is like just because of the way that you draw, you are likely to see like a bunch of your super combos or easy access to your necessary combo pieces. Like in my testing with Shenron recently, like there's just never a game where I'm like, oh god, like I don't have anywhere near what I need. Like I always have what I need kind of when I need it, even if they're not like ultra problem solving cards or really broken effect cards. It's still just like I have what I need to play the game.
Of course, yeah. Like I always feel like Shenron leaders, I feel like I'm getting the cards that I need when I need them.
Yeah.
Like it always feels like my next draw is the perfect card to fix the situation that I'm currently in.
Yeah.
And that's actually kind of a fun way to play. It's tracking in bigger events where there's stuff on the line, but in fun little matchups like that, it's really fun to play by the, hit after hit. So I would highly suggest toying around with some of the older Wish leaders, because I think there's still something there. You can run the gamble of, getting a lot of balls in your life and screwing yourself that way, or not being able to awaken on your own terms. But I still think they're really powerful, especially with some of these desire cards that we've gotten in the later sets that nobody's really playing because nobody's playing.
Or the, all the support that like blue and green have gotten going back and playing, Shenron leaders that are like playing the blue Great Saiyaman Shenron leader, but then including unisons, being able to run counterplay Trunks and being able to run, all these really good blue cards that are out now, plus having Font of Spirit. Like, there's probably a really good deck.
Yeah, for sure.
So, with that being said, that is today's duel. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to click those buttons that we mentioned earlier in the video. Yeah, let's go ahead and start wrapping this up. Hey, Austin, we haven't heard much from you. What's going on?
Not much. I've just been listening to what y'all have to say. Like, I didn't have a lot of commentary, so I'm just listening and learning.
Well, we appreciate you joining today's session.
Of course, I'm always here.
Jimmy?
If it burns when you pee, you probably watch Cheelai hentai.
Fluff, please lead us out.
Oddly factual. Read your cards, know your plays. Like always, Fluff out.